I had this associate who was like, we sat on her balcony and she was like, I'm gonna put you on this thing called Field. And it's really supposed to be like, it was supposed to be a hookup app. She does my profile, everything, right? He's too young. And they were like, that's better because then you can't get caught up. And look at me now.
That young boy put that thug discipline.
I am literally 10 years older than this man. And it's fucking bananas.
Lee Johnson, Real Man, Real Stories. Lee Johnson, Real Man, Real Stories.
Welcome, world. Real Men, Real Stories podcast.
Real men, real stories. We got music.
How you doing, world? How you doing, world? It is Lee Johnson, man. Real Man, Real Stories, checking in with another great episode, great podcast. We got a guest in the house today. We got the Norm co-host today. Shit, we got it going on today. We got my homeboy. Go on and shout it. Go on and shout out in the background, my homeboy. Announce yourself, man. Let them know you're still here.
Professor. Y'all know y'all can catch me at Professor. Do that shit yourself. Because that way you'll learn something.
Professor got a little
That's right.
that shit tongue tied, you know what I'm saying? Go on and announce yourself, man. Tell them who you is.
It's your favorite host, Zay Boogie. And I'm here.
Oh man, and she here, man. So we're gonna go on and announce our guest, man. I met her at a listening party. I did a Calico production listening party, man, and she got a nice little story. She's representing some positive things. So go on and announce yourself and tell everybody who you are.
So my name is Rachel Marie. Everybody calls me Ray. I have a little studio. I'm a barber in Buckhead, Rachel's Grooming Studio. Basically cut men's hair all day. And currently, uh, when me and Mr. Lee were talking, I was telling him how right now my partner is incarcerated, good old Rice Street. And we are in one heck of a fight, and some positive things have come from that. So since I've met him, he's been real heavy on advocating for men's mental health. And we came up with this idea while he was in there to try to start a nonprofit, which I'm currently in the works of doing. So I'm at the writing the business plan phase, and then we'll try to get funding. So what we want to do is we want to figure out how to take this nonprofit and bond out as many young gentlemen as we can because we all know that jail is a big old money racket. And then after that, the biggest thing that I felt like we needed to incorporate, like once you get out, okay, boom, after about 35 days, someone's life is drastically changed. Your life is over. You've lost your job, you're starting to lose family members, friends, and then when you get out after that, depending on how long it is, like where does a person go from there? So we want to use that organization to not just get people out, but also get them counseling, try to help them get jobs. But the biggest thing would also be, especially for men, is the counseling aspect because jail ain't no joke. I can tell you right now that in his first 30 days, there were two infirmary visits, and three, what do they call them? Pods? Three pod changes, because of, those things. And he's a very peaceful gentleman, who's avoided trouble his whole life. So having to go to jail and then start getting into fist fights was definitely a big eye opener. So I'm in the starting phase. I'm probably about 8 pages deep into writing this business plan, and then from there we'll try to get grants and stuff like that. But that's for sure the big positives of this situation. We still don't know if he's getting out. It's a crazy story, but it was that story that led me and here talking to you guys today.
So cause you know what I'm saying? I'll talk about some convict shit, you know what I'm saying? Because being a convict, I'll definitely talk about some convict shit in there. So um Yeah, man, that Coca-Cola thing, man, we can't represent, you know what I'm saying?
No, was so Atlanta.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the Coca-Cola Thug Dizzle is Atlanta. They ain't paying us nothing. You
Nothing.
know what I'm
Got you.
saying? So ain't
Got
no
you.
pre-advertisement here.
Not
Ain't no
around here.
pre-advertisement here. And that's how so Atlanta we are. You know what I'm saying? We ex-scammers, ex-soldiers, ex some of everything. You know what I'm saying? That's how Atlanta we is. I'm so Atlanta, man. I'm a skip so Atlanta, and I'm a shout out to all the dudes and cats in Wright Street, cats in DeKalb County, cats in Gwinnett County, cats in Hall County, cats in Cobb County. Shout out to all y'all. Clayco, holding it down,
Oh,
holding it down with a smile or a frown. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You know what I'm saying? So keep your head up, keep your hands up.
that one right
Dive,
there.
now none of that really go on in Georgia jails or prisons I know of. You know what I'm saying? Nah, like there's enough of those type of guys that would just do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's enough gay dudes in there that just give
That'll
it up.
just give it up.
Yeah, they ain't nobody gotta take nothing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not anymore. No, there used to be like the jail that Atlanta was known for that or Georgia was Alto. And they shut Alto down strictly because of that and made it a female's prison and then just closed it all the way down. But I'm not saying it doesn't go on, you know what I'm saying? But I don't from where I've been at and partners I know, it's not a frequent thing because there's enough dudes in there that'll just that's already trying to get up. You know what I'm saying? They in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So that remains to be seen. I don't advise people to go. Don't go find out.
Yeah, don't go find
Don't
out.
go find out. Yeah, don't go find out, man, because somebody might teach you, give you the lesson that you don't want to know, man. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. So, where were you born? What city you was born?
I was born in Longstuhl, Germany, on an army base. Yes, I'm a military baby. We didn't stay very long. My dad was a oh not my dad, sorry. My father was a bit of a troublemaker, and my mom was like, "I'm out." And back then in the 80s, they were nice enough that if you filled out the right paperwork, they let you go. So I think I'm also a immigrant baby. My family didn't really get here till like 1978 actually. Then my mom went to the military in 1980 and then 82 I was born. So Jamaica. Mhm. So we're pretty still fresh here, as you would say. But my dad, my father, he decided to pick up that white girl, and my mom was like, not having it. Yeah, she snitched him out, and then he went to. She had to though. Like to be fair, she had to, because he was taking all the cash.
She really wanted to say something.
Yeah,
Go on and say something.
she had to. Because I mean, like literally, we're in a foreign country, and my mom was, I think, 19 at the time. You know what I'm saying? And her husband is buck wild on the street. No, my father's family is from Milwaukee. I don't really know too much about them. I know there's some siblings out here in Florida. They've tried to contact me a couple times here or there. I'm not really interested. I mean, I don't. This is how I feel. I feel like my mom made choices, and with one of those choices, I gained a stepdad who is by far my biggest supporter, and damn near I'm in my 40s. That's the only one I know. That one to this day, that man don't play about me, and I am a spoiled daddy's girl to this day. So I mean, I'm not missing anything. Like my life has not been worse, and I don't really see how it's going to be improved. And as my brother would say, my mom's son, my younger brother, who he's also incarcerated. They just shipped him up the road in Florida. That's uh the only sibling that matters is the one that you shared a vagina with, and I'm censoring that. He didn't say it in that manner. So, I mean, we grew up together, we rocked together, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I got a brother, and I
Yeah,
have my
mom.
family. I had a great childhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you grow up there? I grew up
Miami,
in
Florida. I'm from Miami. I had a great pools, climbing trees, water hose. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. Food, more food, and more food. Okay, and we ate good. My grandma is a seamstress. We was always fly, as you can see, and
Yes.
I had a wonderful childhood. I'm still trying to maybe in some way, shape, or form recreate that for myself. I mean, I can remember the football parties, the being a kid, and Jamaicans they let you drink when you're a little bit
They do.
because they want you to go to sleep so they could be grown
Rub it on your
later.
tongue. My mom used to,
Mm-hmm.
when she would have parties, there'll be like a little bit of Guinness left, and she'd be like, "Oh, go throw it," and she'd be like, "You can have this one," and I would finish the little Guinness at the bottom of the bottle.
Rum
Now that's
punch.
gross because I think of backwash and shit. But back then, it was you know my little ass getting drunk off of Guinness.
Rum punch.
Rum punches.
Cause you know it looks like Kool-Aid. You
It
know what I'm
tastes
saying?
like it.
Yeah.
I think most parents, I think most 80s parents, 70s parents gave their kids a little bit of beer.
No,
You know what I'm saying? A little something, something, you know.
Yeah, so he to me. I just went and got out the cooler while they was partying.
Yeah.
Went back to the room and
Got
was just
drunk.
drinking.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that was a normal.
Everything now, the equivalent, I guess, is smoking with your kid for the first time.
I don't know if I could do that.
Oh, okay.
So you
Why?
have children?
I have a 6-year-old
Okay.
son.
You think
Yes.
eventually one day you would
When you
like,
turn about 16, you might.
I don't think I could do it with him.
why?
I would let him do it, but I don't think I could do it with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Something about it. I don't think I could do it with him.
I want to see how crazy my kid get.
We'll
I
see
can't
though.
wait to
We'll
hear
see. We'll
that.
see.
I did it with my kids.
Yeah.
I had to do it with me first.
Really?
That way I'm able to supervise them so that
True.
they
Yeah.
know how they
True.
have so when they get out on their own, they know how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
Alcohol and everything.
True.
Let them do it with me first.
True. I feel like even now with him being 6, a lot of times my mom is like, "You have these grown conversations with him." I'm like, "He ain't stupid." And I feel like if I'm not having these talks with him, somebody else gonna be telling him stuff. You know what I mean? So I might as well have all sorts. I would talk to him. People tell me that for a 6-year-old, his vocabulary is large because I've always spoken to him.
I believe in that because I talk to my kids. No boo boo gaga shit. Like,
Mm-mm,
your fucking
never.
word. Open your mouth and talk. He hears me say it all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
So what are some of the conversations? Give me example of a
Okay, I'll give you.
outlandish subject.
It's not even outlandish. I'll give you a conversation I had with him day before yesterday.
Okay. Now he's 6.
He's 6.
Okay.
Okay, so um, back in June, I went from having a very large income to no income. I'm still trying to make it do what it do, right? And I went and I dropped about $400, jackets, pants, shoes, getting ready for winter, right? And in a 5-day period, this little boy came home 3 times. We down to one damn jacket, okay? And then one day he came home. I went to pick him up. He ain't have no book bag either. So now you ain't got no book bag or no jacket. I said, son, I understand that you're 6, okay? But let me explain something. It's my fault a little bit. Normally, when you don't come home with things or you break something or you misplace something, no big deal. Mom just goes and fix it. I said, but mommy doesn't have a job anymore, okay? And I can't just go spend money how I used to spend money. And you're gonna have to get responsible real quick and stop having me come to pick you up and you don't have your shit. I'm not taking it no more, okay? I'm not replacing it. They're gonna look at me as a bad parent when I send you to school with no jacket, but I bought you 4 of them 3 weeks ago, okay? So every day when I come pick you up, you better have your stuff. From here on out, if you don't have your stuff, I'm not replacing it. I'm not made of money. I can't just drop money like that. And I think you need to understand that life has changed for us right now. Okay. And he was like, okay, okay. So I got an idea. I said, what's your idea? He goes, I'll just put my stuff in my book bag. That way, when it's time to go, everything's in the book bag. I said, great, we can start there. And we kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. Some people would think that like you're talking to your kid about finance. He need to know I can't just drop dollars on him no more like that. He needs to understand that. Yes, even at 6, you need to understand that I can't spend money on you like that no more. And then I just dropped some bands and you don't even know what I had to do to get those. So, I need you to come home with your shit. And my mom was like, you curse it. Yep, all of that. Yep, all of
Man,
it.
cursing that ain't too bad. That
It's,
ain't
it's
nothing
not.
expensive. You know
It's
what I'm
not.
saying?
He's hearing it anyway.
That's nothing. That's nothing wild. So what brought you to Atlanta?
Um, I had I have a childhood friend. We met when we were like 13, and I originally she's from here. And when her family decided to leave Florida and come back here, she we tested the waters a couple times, like come up here, and then finally all the things clicked, and I packed my shit, put it in my car, shipped my car up here, and let's just say I've been here long enough to start a whole new career, get married, get divorced, have a baby, and be on this train. We on it.
Getting married, and so you've been here for what, over at
At
least
least a
10,
decade.
at least 10
Yeah.
years.
I 2012. 2012. Yeah.
Baby father from Georgia.
No, he's from Oklahoma. No, no, wait. Missouri. Sorry. They have a fibbing problem. So over the years the story starts to get no, it's actually Missouri.
Sure.
Yes,
Positive.
positive, 100%
Okay.
positive.
Final answer.
Yes, final answer.
All right.
You know the it's crazy shit. I think like last year I just found out his father was alive. They've been telling me he was dead. I was like, y'all was lying.
People do that nowadays. It's crazy. I just heard a girlfriend. I don't know. I have way too many girlfriends, but she was telling me how her sister was dating this guy, and then he pretended to be dead, like on his Twitter account. They put him. He made a memorial, everything, said that he passed away and whatever. Then, now fast forward, it's 2 years later. She was like, "Yo, he's alive. He was never dead. We just ran into him and his mom at the mall."
She must be one of the crazy women if he had to fake his death.
I have no idea, but that's
Yeah,
that
what was
that's
he?
crazier.
I feel like he might have been running from something. Like, what are you running from? You telling people
Yeah,
you're
I
dead.
think I done,
You faked your
She had to
death
I,
fake
before?
it's somebody I should have. Maybe I should have.
I don't have a scarf like that. I probably should have faked my death.
I should have faked. I think it's the person I should have faked my death with, but that motherfucker would probably do some investigative shit. Fucking catch my ass.
Crazy.
Saying this motherfucker said they seen your ass in the grocery store.
That's almost as bad as saying you got cancer. Just break what?
These motherfuckers are crazy, man. Motherfuckers
Yes,
just they sitting around thinking crazy shit.
yes.
Like Keisha from Friday. How many times, I had to watch Friday twice to realize she had a nigga laying down behind her when she was cussing Craig out. I said, there's a nigga over there. And she cussing my man out about a chick. I was dying laughing.
Right behind.
That's a lesson. That should be a lesson. So now you in Atlanta,
Mhm.
you got your career popping. So when did you meet the guy that is currently in Rice Street? How did you meet that guy? What's his name? First of all, what's his name?
His name is Isaac, but we call him Van because he wears Vans a lot. It's a plethora of them. We met online end of May last year, and it's funny because I was not going to swipe. I don't know if it's right or left. I have no idea.
What was it?
Uh it's
Okay.
okay. So it's
We'll
in,
talk
it
about
was
that.
in, it was in okay, no, listen, I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm very transparent. My divorce had been final for about 2 years, and then I probably waited maybe 10 months even still after that. And I was in a very much sexless marriage. Um And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna put myself out there. And I had this associate who was like, we sat on her balcony and she was like, I'm gonna put you on this thing called Field. Like it's FEEL and then a D at the end. And it's really supposed to be like it was supposed to be a hookup app, like for real, right? And
Hold on. What do you mean hookup?
like just
I
get
just,
your rocks off.
the people out there want to know. I want to make now hooker could just be going out to get.
No, no. Like the whole thing was my homegirls were like, you need to get some action, okay? Please get some action, all right? And I was like, okay, okay, cool. So she puts me on the app. She does my profile, everything, right? And then I seen I seen it, but I was like, man, he's young, man. He's too young. And they were like, that's better because then you can't get caught up. And look at me now.
That young boy put that thug thistle.
You're a lover girl.
That young.
I am like I am
Hey,
this is bananas how I'm a Sagittarius. And yeah, the day after Thanksgiving. Yes, I am literally 10 years older than this man, and it's fucking bananas.
so what was the first date?
The first date,
First date. What was the
uh,
first date like?
I mean, the first date, I guess it wasn't a date. I literally went to this man's house at 10:30 at night. And I was like, well, you got to see if it's going to be a smash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, by the end of this night, we either sexing or we not, right? And then let me tell you, he was smooth as I'm not gonna lie, he threw me out. He was smooth. We basically hung out. We had a really good time. We talked a lot. He's into YouTube and stuff like that and watching the podcast, and I learned immediately, his thoughts, his about relationships, gender role. Like we talked, we had hours, probably like 3 hours of deep conversation about like where we stand in our views on life. And then he disappeared because he was in his work clothes like the whole time we were there. I mean, like fully dressed. And to this very day, he still does that. He will stay fully dressed until it's time to have grown up time. He says that's where dudes mess up because you meet people and they like how you look you're one way, and then you start getting comfortable, and then you walk around, you got holes in your drawers, and you ain't wearing your lingerie, you ain't dressing nice no more. So this man will fully dress every single time, head to toe, shoes on and everything in the house. And we just in the house. And he came back around the corner and I was like, fuck, no shirt on with his little sweatpants. And he's like, you good? And I'm like, kind of distracting over there with that shirt off. And he was like, well, I feel better if you got more comfortable. And my slow ass at the time wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll take my shoes off. He was like, or the dress. And I was like, oh. And that was all she wrote. Literally, since we met, him being incarcerated is the longest we've spent away from each other. Since that night, we were pretty much inseparable.
Like that there.
Just like that.
I'm gonna ask the question for you. How did the bed look? Was the sheets clean and everything like that?
Yes.
This for her.
Yes. Now, I will admit, I walked in and it was a bachelor pad. I was like, oh, this nigga didn't even try to clean up or nothing. But at the end of the day, though, I actually respected it because true to this day, he's gonna be who he is, and you gonna accept him fully for exactly. He didn't try to put on a show that he couldn't keep up. No, none of that. And I kind of could tell right away. It was one or two things. Either just you just a dirty nigga and you don't care. But I realized as we were talking that he purposely left it how it's gonna be because I'm either gonna accept it or not. He didn't want me to think like I'm coming over and he's gonna be cleaning or whatever. But he does little things like if I come over, he will make the bed and put candles on or whatever. That's the extent of the cleaning is he'll make the bed and he'll make sure the bed is made for grown up time
So I
and
mean,
have his candles
is he
going.
making the bed and the flow still jacked up?
And the floor, no, nothing in his room. The floor is clean. The floor
So
is
he
clean.
make the bed, everything.
Yeah, it's really like there's this table. It's yes, and it's the smoking table. It's
The
got you know what I'm
table.
saying, and
Got guts,
it's
front
yes,
guts.
yeah. It's really the table. And then once we got into it, because I am the woman that I am, and my parents raised me right, I do all the cleaning, and it doesn't matter. I don't really
It fits.
it doesn't bother me.
It works itself out.
It does.
So how long have y'all been dating to this
We're
point?
we're at what month 19 now,
Oh, so it's been, and how long he's been in Rice Street?
almost 30. I mean, almost 90 days. Sorry,
Oh, so it's just
almost
been
90.
3 months.
Yeah,
And
the longest 3 months of this. It's been hell. It's been hard.
what has from conversations on the phone been like?
Um, everywhere. They've been everywhere. Sometimes we talk about us. Um, he's always concerned about my son, make sure my son's well. A lot of let me see, how do I put it? Getting business done. We kind of like get on the phone, get business done. Any news? This is what's happened. Da 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 da. I kind of somehow became point of contact with the family, so we have like a group chat that I started, and as I get information, I kind of keep everybody abreast. Court dates. I talk to the lawyer. I've been trying to get lawyers. Just not afraid to kind of put the situation out because you never know who people know. You know what I mean? And although the situation is ugly, when you hear it, I just know who I know and who I wake up to 5 nights a week, 4 nights a week, and who they're describing ain't that person. And don't get me wrong, people are definitely capable of like doing bad things, even though you know them to be a certain way. But I think that the person they're describing, if he was that person, there's no way that person wouldn't have come out. He's a very thoughtful and gentle person. He's an asshole. That man can be it's tough to deal with because he don't take no shit. He's not gonna let you bullshit him. Um, but he's very gentle and very thoughtful. So this person that they're trying to tell me that whatever whatnot, I just can't believe it. Not to mention, I did my homework and research, and there's a lot of holes and gaps in their version of the story. He's also very consistent and does things the same exact way every time. We've been having intercourse, uh, like I said, for 19 months, and that bitch ain't changed. It's the same thing every single time. And it is what it is. I don't, th- that's where they lost me when they started saying certain things. I was like, yeah, that's not happening. Not mine. Not today. And you are not that special. It's just because that was their first meeting as well. And then, sometimes I let doubt get in my head and I think, damn, I went over there at 10:30 at night the first night. What if it was? And then, but I just have to remember what I'm fighting for and who I'm fighting for. And this is the person that, when I lost my job, got up, started donating plasma, taking extra shifts from work, Uber Eatsing to help me take care of myself and pay my bills. And that's who I'm going to continue to fight for. And I told him, and I'll say it out loud, and they need to be cognizant of the fact that he has someone like me on his team because I don't give up. I always get what I want, and I'm not gonna stop fighting until they let my man out of jail.
Mm. I, yeah, I love black love, you know? I feel like, a lot of men feel like when they get incarcerated that they don't have anyone to fight for them out there. They lose family members, they
Yeah.
lose so-called friends,
Yep.
they lose lovers,
Yep.
they lose a lot. So I'm sure he's very
Thankful.
thankful. That's the
Definitely.
right word to have someone outside actually
Then,
even picking up the
yeah.
phone. That's
Oh,
you
we
know
talk
just to keep him sane. Because the
all
longest
day,
I've
every
been
day.
in jail personally, like I said, was like 4 hours. But that was like not even in this stuff. Like they got me. They put me in the police car. They got me in. They didn't do my fingerprints, but they took me. They gave me. They told me to change. And by the time they were about to do my fingerprints, they're like, "Oh, you got bounded out," and I was like,
Damn.
I was about to have a whole breakdown and I was already crying and joking around. I was like, "Y'all not for real, are y'all? Y'all putting me in jail? That's crazy." So, I was rapidly calling everybody like, "Yo, I just got arrested. Do what you got to do." I was scared. It was just 4 hours, so
I
I
can't.
couldn't imagine 90,
I can't
90
imagine.
days at all.
Rice Street's rough.
It is.
Rice Street is. So you said he's been in the infirmary twice.
Yeah.
He told you about the altercations.
Yeah. Oh, we talk
What
five,
happened
6, 7 times a day.
with the first altercation?
Um,
What happened with
it
that?
was the same both times. Chilling 1 minute, fighting for your life the next. It's just a group of people, and they just own you. Um, because I remember, I remember one time we were having a conversation in the beginning, and he's like, "You got to get me out of here. You got like, cause this ain't no joke, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Hey, I already told you. You're gonna be saying for when they told me them charges before they hauled him off in that car that night. I was actually with him the night uh he was arrested. That was a pretty scary night. They literally stalked us from his job to the house. They followed us around. And then he was like, "I think we're being followed." I said, "I know we're being followed." And we pulled up to the apartment, and then they surrounded the car, and they just came up to the car, and they started yelling at him, "Get out of the car." They calling him by his first name too. And then he's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And the officer reached his hand in the window, opened the door, and like damn near drug him out. I was like, "Babe, please get out of the car." Because they wanted something. That night you could tell
They were out for
they
blood.
they wanted something. They had you could tell they had a hard on for this man at that point. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard them charges, I was like,
It was the charges.
"They got you."
Whatever the charges was, that's why they come. If it's some violent charges, they come in. You know what I'm saying? Drug charges, they come in. I don't know. It could be any motherfucking thing. Cause they came in, that lady shot her in the fucking head. And she called for disturbance. She the one that called. Oh,
The officer made a little slick ass comment to me talking about the way that he pulled off from the liquor store told me he knew what was up. And I'm like, this is why you shouldn't jump to conclusions. I told him to pull off from the liquor store because I knew what they were trying to do. And the last thing I wanted to do was be sitting out there in front of the fucking liquor store on the front street while you do what you about to do. I already knew what time it was. So I told him to not go to the store, to go home. Because he looked at me, he was like, "They following us." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What should I do?" He literally said, "What should I do?" I said, "Let's go home." Whatever. So that way, whatever was about to happen, at least happened not on the front of Roswell Road
yeah,
at this liquor store that people are driving in and out of. Because they want to embarrass you like that.
yeah.
Because they followed us from the apartment to the liquor store. So you could have arrested him when we were still at the apartment.
Mm.
So everything about all of this, I'm like, I said, "Damn, who did you piss off?" I said, "Really, whose wife did you fuck?" Okay, because the only time people act like that is you done fuck their wife, and he's not above doing that. So whose wife did you fuck? You don't care. Oh, Lord,
Man, they sending him to Rice Street, Fulton County.
Yeah.
So the two altercations, how did he how did he come out? What, any injuries?
Yeah, he had to get stitches twice. Like, I haven't seen him. He said somewhere on his forehead. Yeah. Um, I told him you gonna have to fight, man. He was like, "You want me to fight?" I said, "You gonna have to. You ain't got no choice." I said, "I hope you know how to use them. If not, you gonna figure it out."
Is he gang affiliated?
No, he is not. I told you he's avoided jail. His whole this is my guy is a pretty boy. Rice Street is not for him. He is a lover, not a fighter. That is not his thing. He's just a cool dude that walks around in his fedoras, compliments of him, dressed to the nines because he's a personal stylist, and picking up as many pieces of ass as he can. Okay, he just want to smoke his weed, play his game, have his sex, and eat good food. He's a very peaceful person.
So you don't know, there's no exit date,
No,
no court date.
we are in the last couple of days of that whole 90-day thing. Then they have to give you bond because his bond was denied when we requested it on the 8th. So we're at a sitting. We're in a still, but I'm at the no news is good news right now because it's either they're going to indict him and then we have to go from there, or 90 days go and then he can at least get out and then we have a better chance of fighting. I asked him yesterday, I said, question, because it's been on my mind. When your public defender came to see you, your lawyer, um, has she actually even asked you what happened?
She's reading. If she didn't ask him, she's reading
Yeah, she read the
the
paper.
the police report, and then she's gonna be reading the discovery package. You know what I'm saying? Just you need to make sure you get that from her, because I don't know why the public defenders like to hold. I don't know why the public defenders like to hold the discovery package. They like to hold it a little bit too much, too long. You need to make sure you do that. But back on the topic, you said you want to develop a nonprofit. What
Yes.
about this drive you to want to develop the nonprofit?
So we were having this random conversation, the whole like if you had a whole lot of money or whatever, whatnot. And just he's like, I know what I would do. And I said, I have a feeling I know what you would do, but go ahead and tell me. And without hesitation, he's like, yeah, I want to come down here and try to bond as many people out as possible. And I was like, I got off the phone and I kind of just sobbed a little bit because I'm like, of course you want to, that's what you want to do is fucking help people because that's who you are. But they're just reading paper and they don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've watched this man go to the gas station and there's homeless people or unhoused, sorry, people outside. And I've watched him overdraft his bank account to and bring them out pizza and soda and feed them multiple occasions. He will just randomly pick up a person on the street that's like, unhoused or some needs help and give them a ride to where they're going.
Okay,
He will pay your bus fare. He's just that kind of person. So it didn't surprise me that he wanted to help people. And I said, I think we have an opportunity here to do something bigger with your story and what has happened to you. Because I mean, he's adamant on being innocent, although we know everybody said, but like, even with what I've read and what I've seen with what they've shown, um, I, s- I wholeheartedly don't believe he did what they're saying he did. And if he gets out, when he gets out, if he doesn't get out, I'll still do it in his name. But we are going to try to help men who get jammed up in this system. I started coming across stories of guys sitting in Rice Street for a year without getting charged with anything. Um, I can attest to the fact that they've taken years and years and years, not here, but in Florida, of my little brother's life. And then he sat in jail for 2 years, 3 years, and then all of a sudden these charges are just like nowhere. It just vanishes and he goes home and he comes home.
that's the jail game.
You know what I mean? And it's just like they shouldn't be able to do this to anyone, but we have some skin in the game. We don't want them doing this to our men anymore. I've learned so much about men that I didn't know or understand. I think women, especially, I hate to say it, us black women, we have no idea men's struggles and black men's struggles. And I'm so grateful for my boyfriend, even just for the simple fact of how much I have learned about men and what y'all and what you go through. And I have such a greater appreciation because I know what I go through as a black woman, and then y'all have that times 8,000. And he has been right this whole time when he's screamed, nobody fucking cares about us. They don't fucking care.
Well, they
They
definitely
don't
don't
give a
care about
shit,
nobody in jail.
especially our mental health as a black man, period. And I see it and I've watched it. They literally treated him like an animal. Oh, there's been tear gas incidents in there, all that kind of stuff. Um, I watched the fact that he's been assaulted at his job twice and made reports about the fact that he's been assaulted at his job and they haven't done shit about they didn't do shit about it.
He got some detail.
Yeah. He wrote the like I still in the cleaning I found his original like report that he wrote to the office. Nothing. Nothing. But they call him in there to suspend him for being late for work. But you're not doing anything about having this random stranger come into job where he's supposed to be protected. He's your employee and assaulting him and not doing anything about it. He's supposed to just suck that shit up. It's supposed to just be okay. Like I realize women, we can have all these emotions and not just we can have them, but we can display them too, very inappropriately.
Hmm.
Okay. We're upset. We can yell. We can scream. We can pout. We can do all this shit. But God forbid a man, especially a black man, be upset about something because someone did something to them and him even slightly raise his voice. Then he's going to be considered a threat. He's this big, scary guy. You know what I'm saying? He has to just eat everything given to him.
Did y'all see on online that that brother? He's an older cat, had long dreads. He was at the airport and a lady jumped him. He had a little altercation with the lady. He said the lady cussed him out, and I guess she went and told on him. So they pull him aside and he's explaining to him. He's upset. You know what I'm saying? But he's not cussing. He's not being profane to none of them. And they tell him that he's upsetting the other guest passengers
Mm.
and he's gonna have to fly out on the next flight. And he was like, the lady cut me, she cussed me out. I didn't even cuss at her, she cussed me out. And they basically told him he couldn't fly on that flight because at that moment he was getting too loud for them. I can know I can attest that. Like if you a guy and you get a little too loud, if you a black guy especially,
Especially a big, angry, scary black man.
like
What's the name of the organization? Or what are y'all gonna name it?
I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. I didn't even think about name. I just immediately got into the like, boop, open laptop, start the typing, start the getting it going. This will be my third business plan that I wrote, so I'm a little better at it now with my templates. I have enlisted some help as well because I'm gonna definitely need a grant writer. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm hoping at least to have something established going registered at minimum by like February. It knowing me, if I get enough time, maybe before the year is over. Just got to get the time for it because I got a whole lot. I got a business. I also am now with K Pharrell, helping them do their stuff. I have the 6 year old. I've got another thing I'm doing with someone else. So my time is very much structured. And so normally if I'm doing anything like that, it's in the middle of the night. And then I still got to remember to get some sleep at the end of the day. But I'm like about good 4 or 5 pages in. And then I'm gonna probably need help with the figuring out the structure. Who do I need? And then grant writers for the funding, and then we can get it popping. I'm ready to go. I just you got to help people cuz I wouldn't want anyone to go through what I'm going through, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that have gone through maybe even worse what I'm going through.
Mhm.
And I just I know how hard it's been for me and the pain it's caused for me, and my life has not been the same ever. I mean, to be quite frank, I still have nightmares sometimes about that night and what happened when they drug his ass out of my car in front of me like that. And I was just like, this is insane. Nobody should have to live that. And I still have nightmares, like vivid, wake up, like, oh, I'm fucking sweating, like, oh shit. For the first 3 4 weeks, uh I could barely sleep in his apartment because I was so afraid. I'd just be staring at the door because I don't know why my brain was like, at any moment they're gonna come and kick this door in and be like, we need this and we need that and we gotta get this and we gotta get that. I'd just be staring at the door like they're gonna come
It's
or
that
they're listening.
PTSD.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it
It's
was,
that
but
PTSD.
man, that's
Post
sitting in the
post
bed staring at the door like they're gonna kick this
post
door
trauma
in while
stress.
I'm in here.
That's what that shit is. I mean, you can have PTSD from a car accident
Yeah.
True,
or your parents yelling at you. It just depends on who you
true,
are, how you is. You
true.
know what I'm saying? I got PTSD every time the police get behind me. Regardless of one, I told them my heartbeat legit, not legit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because it could just be something that I don't even know about. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too.
It's been like that. So
Me too.
Yeah. If you like the conversation, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, plug in. We have all these awesome conversations all the time on Real Men.
Yes.
real
Real
stories
stories.
on YouTube
Yeah.
at real underscore men underscore real underscore stories
Yes.
on YouTube, man. Check out the channel, man. Like, subscribe. Go on and keep tuning in, man, so we can keep bringing you this great content, man.
Yeah.
Do you think there's other nonprofits that already do that and have you like look that up like to see what it's already available?
I I'm sure they do something. I'm sure there's something. There's a little something for everything. And I haven't looked it up. And I hate to say it, I'm not interested in looking it up. I'm gonna do it whether they out there or not. Um, because I want to make sure that we have our two focuses. I think these are, now that I've gone through it, are two voids that need to be filled. They do this to us in our community because one, they know we're poor, okay? Because jail is the money game, right? And so we need to be able to get these men home before they lose everything. And then in the event that we can't get them home before that, they need to get help with how to deal with having to rebuild their life and the trauma of being in a place like that. I've watched videos of inside scoops of what it looks like in there, and it's nasty, it's disgusting.
Yes, Rice Street is pretty bad.
You know, question, do you
Yes.
think it's possible to be able to get a grant to get some of like some type of trade skill training?
Um as a matter of fact, someone suggested that I maybe link up with businesses who would be willing to employ these people. But for sure, it's gonna definitely be trades. You know what I mean? Even if my business ends up being one of them, because I can tell you for a fact, if you do it right and play the game right, being a barber can be very lucrative. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, no matter what's going on outside, gonna want to look good.
Yeah.
Okay, we ain't shut down in no COVID. We was still rocking. Just made some adjustments to where it was just you and the one customer in there. You don't have to worry about a whole bunch of people spreading. You wear your mask, and boom, we stayed making our money and stayed making our money. It don't stop, no matter what's going on. And I could absolutely be one of the businesses that, okay, boom, I'm licensed. I can apprentice you, I can train you. I can even go to school for a couple months and become an instructor. You know what I'm saying? I can teach them how to do that. It don't take no time to learn how to do that. I have an actual system that I made for training for someone else's business. So I know I can teach you how to cut hair well in about 60 days, and you be out there making your money.
You can also link with the unions, like the different unions around Atlanta.
Yeah,
Some of them
yeah.
go to the jail, and some of them try to get jobs because that's what I was. And getting out, and you ain't got no job, you just gonna go back in. So you
And that's what
understand?
we don't want.
Yeah, recidivism. You want to stop recidivism. You know what I'm saying? And that's the constant being incarcerated.
Yeah,
So,
because
but
they
the,
take your life, and then, like I said, what do you do afterwards? Right?
I don't know. Trump is president. That was the
Yeah, because I would like to be one person, be an instructor that teaches HVAC, teaches appliance repair, teach basic electrical repair, teach basic plumbing repair. See, I like to be that guy that trains and start teaching all that. So that I was saying, so if it's grants and stuff and the program started like that,
Oh yeah, we could.
see,
I
I
mean,
might be a part of that
yeah,
program.
you. I mean, obviously we'll exchange numbers or whatever. I'm willing. I talk to everybody about it. I'm willing anything, any ideas, but and I'm open, but like there's a fire in me to want to do this because like I said, my brother is also just got carted off, and it was fucking crazy because my brother got arrested like the day after I got him out on bond for this other thing a couple of months ago. And the very next day, I get a phone call, hey, they got dirt. And I was like,
just got out.
what's happening? There's only four men in my life that I love. Two of them in jail, one is six, and one is my dad. And that's just my life. I spend several hours on the phone talking to people in jail.
You need to try to get them a paid attorney.
Trying, but you know,
Their public defenders,
they want a lot of
bad
money.
business. They are just so bad business.
They want a lot of money. I can't tell you the amount of attorneys
Oh
I
yeah,
talk to.
they're gonna want some bread.
Some bread,
They're gonna
they
you're gonna
want
have
they want racks on racks on racks.
you might can find one pro bono.
I haven't found that yet.
well,
Just
there's if you call the license board, they have
there they do.
students. Yeah,
The
like
bar
the
associate.
bar association is what I mean to say. They do pro bono stuff as well, and specifically
It's called
for
the internship.
yeah, and also for people who've been incorrectly or unjustly incarcerated as well. So that's also
I don't know if you want no intern. You don't
no,
want
no,
no
it's
intern.
not an intern. It's
Actually,
a legit. It's the professor that takes the job,
Okay.
and the
say you
students are just there assisting the professor, but it's pro bono.
you know it's
Okay.
crazy. I was talking to this one big shot lawyer. He's like, I looked at the charges. Here's my advice to you. And I said, okay, sir. He says, what you want is you want to find a lawyer who's only been practicing for like two, no more than five, someone that's young and hungry and ambitious. And good luck to you, ma'am. I said, okay, have a nice day. That's what he said to me. And good luck to you, ma'am. And I was like, wow, thank you.
I'm just curious. I ask what are the charges?
He's being charged. Oh, you're like, I
I,
need
would-
to
I, would- I,
know.
I would listen. One thing about charges, I've been to prison. You
Mhm.
try to let the person talk about their charges, so you try to finesse them out the shit. You know what I'm saying? And you just keep on talking about charges.
Yeah, because another thing too is you never know who's gonna be watching your podcast.
Yeah,
And with his charges,
I understand.
Talking about
if
the lawyers.
if no, I'm more concerned about his safety inside with
Oh, if it's the
because
no, then
these
don't
these
speak on those
charges will
charges.
get you hurt.
Oh,
Don't speak about
oh no.
Yeah. And it's
I'm just guessing. So that's why he don't have a bond. So I'm guessing.
yes, it's
I'm guessing.
three he's facing three felonies right now.
I'm guessing. So that's why he doesn't have a bond.
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah,
it's so crazy
you need
because
you
if
a
you
young lawyer.
if
That's
you saw, like, I have a file folder of 26 documents, text messages, you name it, I have it about 26 something pages long. And if you saw uh one of their pieces of evidence, you would be like, wow, this is your
Witnesses?
no, no, no.
No
It's
witness.
a
Like
it's a
clothing
it's a
or an
it's a
item.
it's a video
Did oh
that was taken upon request, made upon request. Very professional video, might I add. Which was right, but that's their evidence. Yes, and you're just like, that's your evidence.
well what Georgia and states do is they lock you up and just hold you in there
Yeah,
so you can
see
plead.
until
Yeah, that's I know that's what they want. I made it very clear to him the first time he called me, once he, like maybe day 2 or 3, I was like, we're not playing. And he was like, yeah, but no. I said, we're going to trial all the way. I said, let's see what happens then. I say, they're banking on you
taking a plea
being
deal.
afraid to go to jail and taking a deal.
So what's the 90 days? The 90 days is what?
They have they have 90 day, the state has 90 days to indict you, or if you're facing charges like him where they're denying you bond, then they got to let you out. If they
So
don't indict him, then they got to let him out.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not trying to be a prick. What these suckers do is they wait
Mhm.
all the way to almost the 90th day
Mhm.
and then throw a grand jury at midnight or some bullshit
Mhm.
like that, and that indictment comes out.
Mhm.
So so
I
it,
mean, even if they do that, no matter, we going to trial. We taking it all the way there.
they don't even
Yeah.
they
The 90 days.
Yeah,
Mhm.
lock yourself in there for years.
Also, because
Yeah.
he's had those altercations, those could be used against him
Mhm.
to add more, eliminate that.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
You have a
Um,
big uphill battle.
well with
I
the
do.
altercations they got tribunals. So with the altercations in Rice Street in DeKalb County, what they got a thing is called as tribunals. So the tribunals is it's like they don't want to give you any more charges because that's more paperwork and then they're gonna have to recharge you. They're gonna have to free fingerprint you. They're gonna do all that over again. So if they haven't done that, and it's just gonna be some no no commissary for a week shit type shit or be in the hole type junk or you can't be on what's it'll be a jail punishment. It won't be like a permanent punishment.
Mhm.
So that's when you
But
know
then you'll
like
get lost in the system.
nah nah they he's gonna have a court date. It's just what they'll do is sometimes they just what they do is they fuck with you. They pre-trial you. So every fucking month, some dudes they do it every week. Some dudes they just wake your ass up. You got to get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, go down into the little cell, wait in the freezing cold to go to the courthouse, sit in the courthouse, sit there for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Don't never see the judge. Turn around, get back on the bus, and go back and they do that to you over and over and over and over and over. Sometimes you be in front of the judge so they can embarrass you and then bring you back in there and they'll do that to you over and then they'll start giving you a deal after the first couple of months. They'll start giving you different deals. You know what I'm saying? During the pretrial, and they'll just keep doing that shit over and over. And I'm talking about
Because
that shit'll drive
yeah,
you
they banking on you getting tired.
and
You know what I'm saying?
they got more time. They got way more time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they chilling.
They chilling, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers go home.
Yeah, they taking breaks because you got this person working this shift, and you got this person working this shift, so the person working this shift is messing with that same inmate at that time. So they get breaks. They go home every day. But the dude I was locked on was like, I ain't supposed to take nothing. Like, he ain't got nobody call him, he ain't got no lawyer, anything. Like, he ain't got no nothing. Just sitting there off for some bullshit. Like, he said it was violations. Like, he violated his probation. But on some bullshit. Like, he had these stories.
Yeah,
It's
and this
bullshit.
is what we want to help people like that. Like, it's it's at this point in my life, it's important to me to be able to do that. I watched what my little brother went through. You know what I'm saying? And I was too young to even fully understand. My parents dealt with it, but now that I'm older and I'm going through this like firsthand, You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you the amount of times that he'd go to jail and then he'd call me and then it's my little brother and he'd just be adamant like he's like I didn't do that shit. And like and listen, my brother is a grimy ass nigga and he'll be the first to tell you that like I do things, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't do that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And they just I mean, I'm talking about years of his life. Right now he's gonna go do 5 just because he won't unlock his phone. They keep picking him up and retrying him for the same things, holding him for 2 to 5 years. And then finally, when they know that they can't hold him any longer because the charges are bullshit, then they got to let him go. But they've just taken 2 to 5 years of someone's life.
Yeah, that's what they do. They'll take 2 to 5 years of you being in jail and have all kind of reasons, gang tax, so you can't get a bond, or
Hmm.
this, so you can't get a bond, and I mean it's topsy turvy because some of them dudes don't need to be out. Some
No,
dudes
of
do
course
belong
not.
in that
Of
motherfucker.
course not.
You want me to be honest with you? It's a little bit over 50 that belong in there. Might be 60 to 70. I'm just keeping it. I'm just keeping it on G. That's some niggas that definitely belong in jail. There's some really mental. There's some really mental instability ass people. There's more people with mental issues in jail, at least in Georgia, than anywhere else.
That's the ones he's fighting. That's the ones he's fighting right now.
Yeah, them little gang.
He fighting the ones where they got the most institutionalized.
And Rice Street is just jail, so
Prison.
it's not even prison.
Yeah, I know.
In Rice Street, they be trying to act like they getting ready to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? So
But they want them to do that though. That's the thing. Like they want they're throwing they're it's all a design and it's so clear to me now. You know what I'm saying? They want that. They want you in there acting like an animal. They want you doing this. They want you doing that because it only further perpetuates the stigma. Um he's been on 3 different floors and I don't know how big Rice Street is, but you
pretty
don't
bad.
find it suspicious that on the 3 floors that he's been in, there's not one single uncolored person on any of those floors? It's all black people. And then when I went to pick up his property, all of the COs, every
All
last one
black,
of them are all black people.
black women,
I
all black women. You might
I
catch you a
find
couple
I
brothers, but
find
they
that
all
suspicious.
black women. All of them are. It's not suspicious. This what Atlanta did. This what all. It's all. It's the area in the neighborhood. All right, because I at one time the jails was number of white correctional officers, very few black. But I think what happened is those neighborhoods around the jail started becoming black neighborhoods. So the white people started moving out. So, and I'm just saying why we could just have black people watch black people. Been doing it for years. So and I think the correction officer is one of them positions where you have a clean record, they'll hire anybody. That's why I think it's just the influx of black women. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lazy ass fucking job. It is not a manual labor. It's a lazy ass job.
Push
And
a
if you're a
button,
female,
open some
the
doors.
inmate's gonna do most of the work because
Yeah.
we protect they protect the women more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Why you got one woman watching 100 dudes? And she ain't never gonna leave a fucking booth. Then you get you a couple of them that leave the booth thinking they Clarissa Shields and get their ass knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't even understand how these jails is running without law. I don't know why these women are suing these people to putting them in that position. You know what I'm saying? Because in prison's the same way. You go to prison, it's the same exact thing. You'll have one chick watching a bunch of dudes, it's usually a black chick, little attitude, say she coming there, she got nails. Like
Mm-hmm.
what you gonna do with your nails, your hair all done,
Mm-hmm.
makeup? They coming to work like the tightest correctional officer outfit they could possibly have. I'm gonna be controversial now. It's time for that.
Yeah. Go
I think any woman that's working in a motherfucking prison is trying to fuck prisoner or trying to catch him one. You know what I'm saying? And listen, subconsciously, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I understand it's a job. I'm gonna go and get me a free, but there's a lot of free jobs that's way easier and way safer than a correctional officer. That first couple days at training, you should quit. The shit that they be going through. Cause dudes be on their ass, you know what I'm saying? And they be liking that shit. You want me to keep it real? They be liking that shit. They'll flex, but let her be there by herself and listen,
Like
man.
the gag is, I just told him yesterday. I said, "Hey, listen, you told me about two things right now. I'm gonna bring up. Hey, we can be okay. Watch them bitches, okay? I said, I said, don't be stupid, okay? Cause you done told me about how on one occasion while you were naked and they were doing something with you, moving you for some whatever, and you were butt ass naked, they done opened the door and let the female CO in there, okay? And then you just tell me, I said, retell me that shower incident that just happened yesterday. Retell me that one where you was getting out the shower and you was doing what and they opened the door for what? Yeah, I said, watch it. I said,
They be trying to look,
they
man.
are, I said,
Them
they're,
little girls perverts.
I said, they, I
I
said, they,
tell y'all, man.
I said, they testing you. And if you do the right thing, make the right movement, they going to think you with it. Okay.
Perverts, man. Like,
And then you're going to be in trouble. You're going to get caught up on some other shit you don't want to be caught up on. So I said, watch them. Don't, you should already know.
you might get him a cell phone.
He don't need a cell phone.
Like a cell phone in that motherfucker.
He don't need a cell phone. There's never a day ain't no money on his phone. He called like 5 minutes ago while we was talking.
You can make money off a cell phone. You can make money like charge people minutes. Now I'm sorry, I charge you 20, just cash out 20. I charge you $25 a minute. 20, well, that's a bit, well, that's, not $25 a minute, but you can make money off
You
of
can
Jack.
charge anything.
You can make money off of Jack
You can,
in jail or in prison.
yeah.
But I mean, that's my theory because I don't, listen, I don't even see how you could date a woman that's a correction officer. I would date a stripper before I date a correction officer because it just at least I know a stripper really she about that paper, you know, so I know what's going on. That correction officer like, nah, man, I ain't got no time. Nah, man, I ain't got no time. And what if she get beat up? She come home, she stabbed up. You know, got your ass whooped or something like. Come on, man. You might be yelling at my homeboy or something like that, and that. Nah, man. I don't. I think correction officers that type of mentality. You trying to catch something in a place where you gonna know where your nigga at. The nigga ain't going nowhere. He gonna be there.
Did you hear the story about what is it? Buckingham, I think it's in Virginia. There's this thing going around where this dude called his sister and he was like, you gotta call these people in the um because there's COs and they're all female, like you said. They infected with a whole lot of shit and they just in here just going ham, passing it out to the inmates, basically.
That's crazy, man. You
It's
catch.
They call it Buckingham. I think the name of the place is called Buckingham.
That's crazy.
It's like it's viral and the sister is like everybody share it. He was like, call the health department, call this, and she recorded the call with her brother while he was in there. And he was like, they trying to get me, like, oh, why don't you come up here for your cleaning supplies? He was like, nah, you can bring them shits down. You ain't finna get me hammed up. Have me out here. He was like, they walking around, they got the shit all over their mouth and whatever is clear. Like they passing out. He's like they passing out HIV and herpes and one more thing. And he was like, I'm telling you, half this place is infected. It's a walking health code violation. I think it's Buckingham, Virginia, or some shit like that. I think it's Virginia.
That go down. That go on in every prison. I can tell you that they'll harass you, man. Them COs, them it be the counselors. Sometimes it be the counselors. For me, it was the counselors. The counselor was a menace. She was a menace. She just was horrible. You ain't give her no attention. She is a bully. So yeah, them women will get their way. So I believe your homeboy. You had to call and ask for some help, man. These chicks out here trying to get me. They'll try to get you too, boy. They'll put you in the hole. They'll restrict you.
Is that a
They'll go
thing?
by, be like, "Hey, you in the hole?" Yeah,
And like in jail, there's a hole in jail and not I thought I
I
don't know
mean,
why.
there's a whole they got a solitary confinement. They got a solitary where it's disgusting. It's like the
Yes.
third world. They turn up that box and you be freezing cold and that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So you have a plan on to start your nonprofit. What politician could you link your profit with? Your nonprofit. So think about a politician
I
right
don't
now.
know because I'm really not. I'm ashamed to say it. I'm really not into politics. I basically think all of them are liars anyway. Cause listen, they gonna tell you what they need to tell you to get in, and then these people have their own agendas. They playing a whole game that we are not even privy to. You know what I'm saying? My theory is if I'm gonna pick somebody, I'm gonna pick the person that um is the most money hungry. I know this sounds crazy because believe it or not, that person, their concern is making money. That shit's just gonna trickle down. It's gonna keep money in my fucking pocket by way. But they're playing a whole nother. They're playing all sorts of other games that we really don't even have anything to do with.
So what celebrity would you endorse?
A celebrity,
I mean, what politician would you endorse?
as far as what local or
Local
I don't
president.
know anything about local, but God, you guys are not gonna like it. But had I voted, and no, I didn't vote, but had I voted, I would have definitely voted for Trump.
Oh
Now,
shit.
hear me out.
Oh
Why?
shit.
Why would I have done that?
Because Trump let Kodak Black and all the motherfucker go, and he a felon.
No, because
Your man,
remember
you know what
I
I'm saying? That
said,
might benefit your man, Trump being president.
remember I said money got a little tight. So I had to change my little streaming subscriptions to from no ads to ads. And there's no reason for me to be watching Despicable Me with my 6-year old. And every time an ad comes on, you're talking about abortion. I shouldn't have to watch that. And I'm talking about the entire program. Every time the ad comes on, we are talking about abortion, and like you lost me. You lost me. You don't like I'm watching you can't even I know there's an algorithm you could figure out, hey, we're watching children's movies right now. There's children's in the room. Maybe if you didn't do that. Oh, also if you didn't fucking have block parties at your rallies with rappers, female rappers talking about rapping about the things they were rapping. You lost me. I'm not in that. I'm not into that. I'm not one of them women and I've never been one of them women.
Well, Amber Rose supported Donald Trump.
She's smart. She like her money.
I mean, but she's not no better than Megan Thee Stallion. Look at her forehead. Can I blow that forehead up? What the hell is that
Is
on her
that new?
forehead?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
this
her
is
in a
this is
long
just
time.
now.
I haven't seen her in a long
And
time.
the only thing she's known for famous is
Being
dick.
a thought, yep.
And then you know what? She hasn't had sex with a whole lot of dudes versus normal chicks. Cause her shit is on TV. She has sex with it's just celebrity people. That I know some chicks fuck more dudes in the year that she's fucked I've seen on TV. Personally. You know what I'm saying? And they real good people. They just fucked a lot, you know what I'm saying? Or not even a lot, just normal. So I wouldn't call her, but her talent is her body and her vainness. Because she's highly vain. And
Mhm.
that's Donald Trump. So and that's interesting that you went that way. Interesting that you went that way. So another topic that we was talking about is celebrities and their support. So you feel like that Megan Thee Stallion move with Kamala, you think that messed her up?
It wasn't, it was Glorilla.
No, it was Megan Thee Stallion. That
Glorilla too.
She had
Yep.
a lot of she had a
Oh,
lot
well,
of
Megan Thee
TikTok.
Stallion was the big one. She was the twerker one. She the one that performed.
oh, and
Megan Thee
no,
Worse than
Glorilla,
her.
that
there's
performed?
yes,
Yeah.
Glorilla.
Just look alike.
Yes,
All,
yes.
all the,
Okay,
they look the
well,
same.
Megan Thee Stallion's the one that performed in Atlanta.
Oh,
I know
okay.
about the one in Atlanta,
Okay,
and
okay,
then that's the
okay.
one that was the big publicized one
Okay.
because some people was leaving, and I can contest that people was leaving.
Well,
But I,
she had a concert here at that time at the same
no,
time.
I know, but she performed because all right. So Kamala was at Georgia State's auditorium, Georgia State University auditorium, and that's where she did her DNC thing. Well, not where her thing. Um, So that's where Megan Thee Stallion performed at, and she twerked. So when I pulled up, it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I think the thing started at 7. I think I pulled up at 8:30, and there were some people leaving. And it just kind of started for like an hour. So I don't know if that rubbed some people the wrong way. And it was a lot of, it was old black women and gay dudes were leaving early. And they was walking to their car because it was right. I just got off of Capitol and boom, I was right there, and I was seeing them leave and shit like that. So that's another question, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that Megan Thee Stallion thing, do you think it hurt her?
It was Glorilla for her specifically.
Yeah,
Glorilla.
yeah,
So I didn't see Glorilla.
yeah.
So
It was the
Glorilla,
clip I saw of Glorilla at the performance. Now you're telling me there was also Meg the Stallion. Then there was another clip where you got Cardi B up
yeah,
there.
Cardi B.
Like you got a woman who has openly admitted to drugging and robbing men, and this is who you got up here advocating for you. Like get
I
out of here.
mean, that's
Donald
no
Trump.
better than the people that Trump had,
Like
let
who?
alone the stuff. Okay, we just said Amber Rose
All
first
right,
of all,
Yeah,
right?
the
And then if we talk about the other men that he's had Kid Rock on there. That's a horrible representation.
and
as
Megan
well.
Fox.
And Megan Fox,
Horrible.
horrible
Hold on.
representation.
We can keep going down. I mean, both of them. We
I think
keep
it's
going down the
like
rabbit.
at his rally.
at
His
rallies
rallies,
making speeches
they
like
spoke.
Okay, now
15
and
to
this
20 minute
this
speeches.
only solidifies why I say I don't play these politic games because it's all bullshit.
You're right.
It's all bullshit, right? Because they are telling you one thing and they're going to go into office and they're going to do whatever their real agenda is. Period.
So what makes you? I guess my question is, what you said you would have voted for Trump. Like, what besides the celebrities was there anything else that's like
I would have voted for Trump because at the end of the
the
day,
abortion thing?
everybody's arguments on why they don't want Trump to be president or why they don't like him, in my opinion, they're not valid for the purpose. Okay.
And what's that?
They say things like he's sexist, he's a racist, he's whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right? Our president is running the country. Running the country means keeping us afloat. What is keeping us afloat? Money, revenue. And more than being sexist, more than being racist, more than being any of those things, that man is concerned with keeping money in his fucking pockets, which is going to keep money in my damn pockets. That's
At
what
any cost?
what's any cost.
Okay. I'm not a Kamala fan. I'm
No,
not
I
a Trump fan. So I
yeah.
just want to say
No,
that
I'm nobody's fan.
to the I'm not either.
Yeah.
I hate both. Well, I can't say hate. I don't know them, but I dislike both of them. But for me, for me, it's like I get it, right? Trump knows how to make money, but he's also more famous for losing it, right? As a businessman. So pause.
Mhm.
Besides that, if we're talking about, like I'm choosing him because he's gonna bring money, but at what cost? Because he's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna bring more money, but I'm gonna take your rights away at the same time.
What
I'm going to take your
what rights
basic
did he say
living."
he was taking?
He said he's going to take your reproductive rights. He said if
He
you
said
he
that
did. He
because
did
I just watched
verbally.
the interview where he said that
Verbally
conversation has always been, in his opinion, left to the states.
to the states.
Yes,
But he said he pushed it
that's
for.
not a
He
federal
signed
issue.
it. It is though. But
It
pause.
shouldn't be.
Why? That
It shouldn't be.
second of all, he's saying he's going to demolish or take away Obamacare. People not knowing that the Affordable Care Act has done a lot. It has
For
helped a
whom?
lot for a bunch of white veterans, a bunch of elderly people.
People with pre-existing conditions.
Conditions.
Okay,
Yes.
Obamacare.
No.
It's called the Affordable
Oh, sorry.
Care Act.
No.
It's
It
not
was
It
Obamacare.
was never Obamacare.
It
It was always
the
affordable.
the pre-existing condition is not is not the Obamacare. The pre-existing condition is that it makes the insurance companies allow when you get old to not deny you from insurance.
If you had a sickness when you were a baby, they can't say, "Oh well, you were sick when you were 3 months old, so we're not going to cover you for this." And then the other rights that you're talking about, immigrants, right? I know immigration is such a big messy thing, but he's actively he just chose a detective, defense secretary,
Mhm.
yeah, and said, I'm going to deport as many people
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
I'm even going to go further and denaturalize. If you've been, even if you came here just the right way, I'm going to denaturalize you. I'm an immigrant.
Do you remember the Lincoln Park Five, those boys that was locked up?
That too.
Do you remember when Donald Trump, he wasn't president, but he was like,
Yeah, I remember. I think I
he,
saw
he,
something
he,
about that.
He was
Like his
actually,
stance
he
on
said
that.
they were
Yeah,
guilty
and all of them
without
should be murdered.
yeah.
Now listen, now
and then they
Democrats are
found
horrible.
guilty.
Democrats are horrible on laws against people, but
Mhm.
the thing I understand what she's saying, I understand what you're saying, but it does matter in the president's standpoint if he's racist or not, because a lot of the laws was created off of racist pretense.
Mhm.
So if you don't, and if you're racist on top of that, you're
You're
gonna keep
continuing, you're perpetuating the
pushing the
racism
same.
of it.
And I'm not saying Kamala. Listen,
No, I'm
Kamala's
not
an
saying that
idiot,
either. She's a liar. She's
but
fake.
but
I
but
get it.
but
If
but
I had to choose between those two, I was gonna choose Trump.
but
And at the risk, I'm okay with risking it of sounding like
choose neither one of
come
them. I just wouldn't vote for nothing.
that's why I don't vote. And that's why I
Wouldn't
don't
for
vote
anybody.
because at the end of the day, it really does become a decision where I hate to use this phrase, but it is what it is, choosing the lesser of two evils, and I don't agree with that. Okay?
I
But
agree.
at the risk of sounding like a really horrible person, all of those things you said probably true. It's probably happening, right?
Before he's even in
Yeah.
office right now is active. The
And
tariff right
but guess what?
active. You're right.
Guess what? I can't care about it.
It's really not going to affect you too much.
It's not
That's,
even that
that's
it
not
doesn't
true.
affect me.
That's not true.
It's
Much.
Tariffs are
I
already
have
affecting
to
people
I have
actively,
I
right?
have
But
to
even with the tariffs or without the tariffs,
Just
there's
the
going to be
fear
inflation.
of him. No, there's always going to be inflation, but just the fear
Him
of
tariffing
him
other countries.
tariffing is the
That don't matter.
actively having effect on a lot of
And
people
and
right now.
and
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 a lot
and,
of
and,
lives.
and, 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 and,
Ford, Nissan, they just laid off like
and it,
75,000
it,
people.
it, it don't it, listen and I
But
don't
he's supposed to be building jobs, putting money in our
and
pockets.
I don't think, listen, it don't matter because the tariff listen the tariff, countries being scared of the tariff, countries scared of that man being a tariff. These companies are probably closing down because they broke or they did bad business.
yeah, because
And I'm not
it really
defending
is
Trump.
that bad
I'm,
out
I'm
here.
not defending Trump, but the thing about the tariffs, I think we got so many countries sanctioned against this microchip law anyway that I don't even think them countries are going to worry about tariff until they get tariffed. And I think he kind of learned his lesson. I know he talking all that shit about tariff, but maybe he talked all this shit about the wall and didn't do shit. I don't,
They
I,
say one thing and do another.
I think Trump is going to go in and he's going to hire all these white people like he did already. All these crazy ass looking white people and just kind of coast and take credit for shit that he didn't do, like most presidents. Take credit for shit that he didn't do and then blame shit that he did do, or you know what I'm saying, on other people. It's really I don't think, unless he goes extreme with like getting rid of, because all right, the thing everybody's scared is he's gonna get rid of a lot of government programs. There's a lot of
Department of
government programs in
Education,
that
he's getting
Project
rid of.
2025. He's trying to get rid of education,
Period.
centralized education. He literally said it. He's trying to get rid of, like, his education policy is crazy. But listen, look at the glass half full, black people. They've been giving us the wrong fucking education in the first motherfucking place. I'm not trying to defend anybody, but
Yeah.
listen. Let's look at the positive on some of this crazy shit. All right, he's a felon. It might help felons, like brothers that are felons, that are non-violent felons, because they're gonna violent felons is fucked. But non-violent, it could. Number two, you understand what I'm saying? Number two, motherfucker just could, like, he could JFK they ass. Because it's Donald Trump. He didn't really do shit when he was in the office. He didn't do the stimulus check. They didn't want it. He had to sign it. You understand? He really didn't do. He just tariffed people and took them away and threatened a whole bunch of people. They laughed at him and he left office. Like, I'm trying to figure out like all the taxes, like what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what president? I feel like the taxes has been at a natural rise since I was born.
Exactly.
Like I don't see what you understand what I'm saying? Like the federal income taxes is always just going up. No matter who was motherfucking president. Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Obama.
Does it? Yeah.
When are we just gonna learn? Like
Because we keep doing this cycle of
hey,
we get it's election year, two candidates. It's the same shit since I can remember. I'm gonna be 42 in a couple weeks. It's the same shit. You got one party that they are pandering. Yes, I said pandering to low income families. Okay. What does that mean? It means they're going to tell you about all the wonderful programs they're going to give you to help you because you need help. Okay. Then you got another party that they are pandering to the people with the money to spend, right? And then you know what's left? Nobody for people like you, you, me, you, the hardworking fucking people that actually keep this fucking country running, who can't get shit because you not poor enough for their programs on whatever side that was, and you're not rich enough to have the money to give to support the other side. So we're left paying for all their wonderful things that they're promising the people to get them to vote them in office. And we're sitting out here. So I'm going to always choose the one that at the end of the day is going to be more money hungry because I didn't make the game. I just have spent years learning how to play the game. And there's only so much I'm going to be able to get out of the game. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. I just tried to learn the rules and play the rules as best as I can. So the person who's going to be the most money hungry is going to it's going to trickle down to allow me to live the best life I can possibly live
how is Donald
in their
how is Donald Trump
fucked up system.
how is Donald Trump more financial savvy than Kamala or Joe Biden? Like
Because
what makes him more financial
he's not
savvy?
because if you understand how these business people work, his shit was outed because he ran for president. Do you know how many fucking businesses, lots and lots of fucking I know lots of rich people that have had at least two bankruptcies up, and that's what they do. They make money. If it don't go well, they file for bankruptcy, they start getting funding, and they go again. That's just the game. It's just the circle.
I don't think that's like somebody you should follow though. There's some people that don't go bankrupt
No, there are,
and are extremely rich, and there's some people that
but lots of them
I don't
do.
and if you go bankrupt, that means you hiding. Only rich ass people go bankrupt. They don't want to pay their bills, so they don't want to pay the little guy. From
That
what I hear from union people up in New York, Donald Trump, a lot of those things that he was building, he would fuck around with the inspectors, and they would fuck around and be like, "Well, you didn't do this, so he wouldn't pay him. You didn't do this, so he wouldn't pay him." You know what I'm saying? And like if you listen to, and I know it's true. If you listen to Donald Trump's last interview on Joe Rogan, he does a lot of bitching and complaining about inspectors in New York City
telling
that
them
that can
so.
and how they was fucking doing things like, oh, you didn't do this, so we're gonna stop the process. You gotta pay this. So, and he was describing like, you know, and I believe in some sense, but dirty knows dirty. So the problem I have is Donald Trump is a dirty business guy, and there's a lot of billionaires that
Not
said
a
it.
good one.
And
A lot
Mark
of people
Cuban
say
even
that.
warned everybody
Yeah.
about him
Yeah.
being
And he's
But
dirty.
and Mark,
but
you know what I'm saying? So
Bernie.
but the thing about it is any just because you own a LLC and just because you that doesn't mean that you are good international business. The motherfucker, he's a real estate guy and he builds hotels. That's different than arms dealing. That's different than currency trading. That's different from what goes on international shipping and receiving. And I'm not saying he don't know, but he builds fucking hotels.
you don't have to know.
Yes, you do
Yes,
have to
you
know.
No,
do.
he
You
doesn't.
Because you want to
Because
Because you hire somebody that doesn't know.
no.
Filters. And that might be the big problem.
He's not hiring anybody that's experienced, so
and
nothing.
that's
That
and
the
that's
people in the
probably
cabinet right
the
now.
big
You
the
see,
big problem.
Elon Musk is who guys running the education? You got fucking JFK. He's a sucker duck. He's the guy that's in charge of education for the fucking country for his cabinet. No,
He hired
listen.
a Fox
Him and
News host
Kamala are
to be in charge
what
of
the
the
two
military.
worst candidates in the past. It's not even less than two
Yeah.
fucking evils.
No,
I mean,
no,
you
it's
had
just two
Cornell
evils.
West. You had three other people that I think could have done hell. A can off the street. You could have got the fucking so. Listen, the only thing I want people not to do is don't lesser two evils and praise the lesser evil. Less the lesser evil and less that lesser evil. And what is it? What do you want to do? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a horrible businessman. He is not a military guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's a horrible businessman. He's not a military guy. He is a horrible. He's horrible at hiring people. The only reason why Donald Trump is president and they say he's a good business guy because of that fucking show. That's it. Nobody
That
even knew.
saved him.
Nobody even knew.
Omarosa Rose saved him.
Nobody
This
even
black
knew
guy.
how good or bad he was with business. We knew he got a lot of money from his father till he did that damn show. And you ain't even tell me you knew a lot about Donald Trump till he
I
came
still
out with
don't.
that show.
I still don't.
Exactly. So the nostalgia of Donald Trump comes from a Hollywood show that was like 9/11 fucking seasons.
Yeah.
And it could have kept on going, you know what I'm saying? But that was just a show. And that was so Donald Trump became that actor and he embodied that actor. Y'all want to keep on getting this content that we giving you, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button. Fuck with your boy, Real Man, Real Stories. Green Love sponsored by in love with all this, man. Sponsor us, keep fucking with us, keep checking out the content. Back on Donald Trump, man. He is
He's a character.
he's a
Yeah.
character. He's an actor.
So put it this way then.
Embodied his character. He's
Out of the
believed
two
his
actors
character.
they gave me to choose, I prefer him as an actor. There we go. You can make that simple.
There you go.
Out of the two actors
I
that they
understand.
presented in front of us, I like his performance better
He
than
got a better
hers.
performance. He does.
Yes.
Kamala is a horrible,
She's a
Horrible
horrible
actor.
actor.
Yes.
I
Horrible.
get it. She's a
There we go.
Horrible.
actor.
And
We
she's
can make
definitely
that
not
nice and
believable.
simple. Yes.
Definitely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump people like his assholeness because our country is this is an
A lot
asshole
of
country.
assholes.
This is an asshole country. We like rude people. The younger generation, they love that rude shit. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But Donald Trump is a fucking idiot. Straight up and straight the fuck down. He is a racist. He is he's listen, if
He's
you
all the
if Diddy's locked up, don't tell me that nigga should not be Diddy, Weinstein. He is on that level. This motherfucker got charges right now, like that, right now, that he just settled out of court. Right now, $130,000 worth of buying pussy. That's what he. No, man, he is no. I don't know. The lesser two evils, I don't think it's Donald Trump. Lesser two evils to me would have been Kamala, but because Kamala's not. I mean,
She would have kept the system going.
she's
the
not
only,
a frat guy.
The only thing the only light that I see about Donald Trump being president now, right, is it is shaking up a lot of stuff. The first time he got elected, it was a joke. I didn't take it seriously. I'm like, oh, we're not gonna vote another Reagan into office. That's not possible. But it's like we did that. I felt like people voted for him as a joke the first time around because no one really thought he was actually going to win. That's how I took it the first time, right? This time around, I'm taking it more seriously. He's really shaking the table, whether we like it or not, whether for good or bad, is shaking the foundation. And I am happy about the fire because I feel like America has. I'm not with. I don't think you should have to pick the better of two evils.
I feel you.
I chose neither, right?
Yeah, I think
I chose neither.
Let me take
and
my back.
Choosing revolution. I
chose
like
neither
the
as well.
table shaking that he's doing
Revolution.
because it's necessary.
Very well
Because
said.
it's branching off. I see, there's uh, the Black 2025 project that's happening. Black people are coming together and saying, finally, let's know for real. It's a joke, but it's like it's grassroots stuff. but they're like, hey, let's actually try to get together
That's
and build
that's
our
good.
own
That's real
community
good, man.
and build our own us. Because there's, 92% of black women voted for Kamala, and I think it was 45 black men, and like, it was lesser numbers, but they're like, yo, if you're for us,
78, 78 or 82. I know it's like 22%. They said the black dudes voted for Trump.
yeah,
And the
so,
rest voted for
Kamala.
Kamala.
So it's like there's grassroots stuff being built. My part of the internet, my part of where I venture and go talk to people, there's real grassroots being put down and saying, well, let's change it now. We want to change the prison system. We want to own our own things. They keep making money off of us. Let's make money off of them. Let's start selling Trump stuff. You want a MAGA hat? I'm selling them. I don't trust it. I don't like him, but I'm gonna sell it because they're making money off of black people anyway. Like there's whole countries, their entertainment system. I'll say the whole world actually is mimicking black people and making money off of them. So why not us mimic them and make money off of them too? You like Trump? I love Trump. I gotta make America great again 2025 shirt.
Play the game. I ain't make the rules. I just play the game.
But I just don't feel
And I
like
don't
people
even
should have
I mean,
shows.
there are some pros. Like I said, the pros is the felony thing. Him being a felon, because he can't travel anywhere. And then see, all right. The thing we talked about another show is he got all these charges that's upcoming. He can't avoid them. I know he's still a president elect, but he still got to go to court. He can't pardon himself for something he been convicted of yet. He got to get convicted of it first.
Yeah.
I mean, well, probably can, but if he pardons himself, that opens him up from being impeached.
So that's what, yeah, I agree.
That opens another.
For felons, it's a great thing. Now, as a felon,
if he fucks with felons, like if he fucks with,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Are you trying to say that by way of him needing to figure out how to deal with the fact that he's a felon, it's just going to, again, it's that trickle down effect. It's going to trickle down to the other felons. He's got to figure out how to.
It's a precedent, right? It's not even him having to figure it out. It's the whole House, Senate, the whole government. He shook the table because we've never had a felon as a president, a convicted felon as a president.
He knew, right? He a new felon.
He's a new felon. This is not from his past.
He ain't even 3 months old.
This is a new.
Now he might be over 3 months old. Now he might be like.
Either way is less than a year. It's not something in his past where we said you were a felon.
He ain't even been sentenced, and that's another thing. He hasn't even been sentenced from that felon.
As a felon, if you are a felon, everything they allow him to do,
yeah.
As president, he set a stand. It's a new standard. It's a shape. It's a new foundation. Now every felon can build off of that. My president was allowed to go to another country, this specific country, because he's a felon. You shouldn't have let him in. Your laws, your rules, our laws, our rules says he can't come there. Now you're allowing him. Now people can actually, like, I in the last show we had, I was like, when you go and you apply for a job and it says, are you a felon? Fuck yeah, I am. It doesn't matter. My president's a felon.
But this the thing though. There's
so that means felons should be able to get passports.
Facts. And to vote again.
No. You can get a passport as a felon. It just depending on whether the country lets you in. There's some countries that won't let felons in,
including America.
Depending on the felony, yeah.
America won't let you back in.
So the thing about him being a felon and him traveling, it's a slippery slope. Like the laws, that's on the individual countries. I ain't even concerned about that. That's on the individual country. But I'm talking about there's no law stating that a president can't be a felon. There's no law. See, there's absolutely no law in the Constitution, because the Constitution they didn't think about anything like this. They didn't think about anything like this. I promise you, there's no law. So they could play with it. They could play with it because he's new, and they could just make it exclusive to him.
Shook the table. It's something that you can use. It's something.
I hope.
It's an ethics issue, right? There's different types of ethics.
In other words, shaking the table, it causes a trickle down effect.
It could. It might not. It could. No. Because like I said, there's no law. There's no law written about a president being a felon. So there's no law need to be changed
Yeah, it's not
in the United States
it's a
because
whole new
because
foundation.
it ain't like you trying to
trick
apply at a
the
hospital and the hospital
It
said you
can't
can't have
trickle
no
down
felon.
if it's
Like
not
trick
found.
like you can be president as a felon, but you can't be a doctor
the
as a felon.
trickle down effect is the fact that
Possible. It's possible.
the other side is gonna start jumping and writing and stuff because there's this whole new thing we got to figure out how to deal with, right? And that is where the trickle down, because they're going to start making precedents now that we've come across this new thing that we got to figure out how to
It
maneuver.
depends. Like reason I'm saying it depends. Like it's only gonna matter in like facilities. Let's say this facility don't allow felons to come in, or you can't do this if you're a felon in the United States. I don't see him having to run into any of those problems as president. Only problem he's gonna have to run in is he visits certain nations. But as other than that, I don't see because the felon he had is so light too. It's a bullshit ass felony. But I'm like the other charges he got going on, that espionage charge, not espionage, but the charge messing with the electoral college where he made the phone call where he's guilty. He's gonna be found guilty because they got him on the phone. He's gonna but
No, because the judge is
now that and plus he hasn't been sentenced. So let's see what the sentencing is for next month about the felon he got convicted of. What
Who's take the case into Georgia now?
defending she not reelected?
No, she is.
She's reelected.
So she gonna
But I
definitely
think she's leaving that case alone.
No, she's
No,
not.
she not.
She's
The
still
other
in
guy-
it.
other
The
guy.
other guy left it alone.
Oh no, she's definitely he's already charged. It's indicted. They've been going to court on it. Only reason why they froze up is because they gave him that presidential pardon shit. Other than that, this shit is in full motherfucking swing. It's just not him though.
In
Like
Georgia.
it's like a bunch of them. It's like a bunch of them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So listen, man. We're gonna keep this talk, man. I like this Donald Trump talk, this Kamala. Um, we're gonna get ready to close this show out, man, because we've been going. It's like 2 episodes on this mug. I'm at to cut it up again, man. Do you want to shout out your social media, anything like that, to the people out there?
I don't even have social media. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even use it.
Well,
But
how can we support? How can we support
How
you
you-
once your organization starts? Like
you're gonna have
for
to have me
funding or
back.
contact. You know, because we
Um,
have viewers that are grant writers
but
and stuff.
so what you can do is if you do want to reach out to me, you can email me, and it is Rachel Marie Lloyd Lloyd altogether gmail.com. You want a haircut, you can Google Ray Chills CHILLZ grooming studio.com. The Sweets and Buckhead, get your little haircut, 30 minutes. And then as I keep getting everything moving, I'll be seeing Lee around. I'll keep in touch, and then hopefully I can come back because this was lovely. It's always good being able to speak with like-minded, intelligent Black people. Yes, I said it just like that because we should be able to have these conversations like this with each other more. And because the world needs to see that we're more than what they want to put out there about us. All women ain't twerking and whoring and all that stuff. And all of our Black men are not thugs and gangsters and robbers and shooters. And we've got some really hardworking, loving, caring people that just want to live life like everybody else, build up our people until it's time to go somewhere else.
Shay.
You got anything left?
I'm gonna say because I said it the last show. If you're a felon, do what you gotta do. The world is your oyster. If you play it smart, take it. I still think a revolution needs to happen. Fuck both sides. Fuck the middleman. Let's create our own shit. And this is from Zay Boogie.
Shoot, man. I guess we're gonna go on and yeah. And I ain't got nothing against you twerkers and felons and all that other stuff. We need you in the world. Keep twerking it away. Um, we're gonna sign out, man. Go on and like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, comment, let us know what you think about the show on YouTube at real underscore man underscore real underscore stories. Check us out, man. Check out all my episodes, and episode coming next week, man. Real soon, man. I love y'all and peace.
Peace.